This Monday Night Football props and NFL Week 7 recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
The Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Yankees are in the World Series, Sean.
Oh,
let's fucking go,
baseball,
baby.
Ryan is here. What a day. What a day. I mean, the bookies got it
right in the butt.
Oh, just complete slaughtering.
Again, 2 weeks in a row.
Well, at least for our picks,
just our bookies.
Yeah.
This is a private bookie problem.
BetUS is going to drop us after this episode. Ryan,
rattle it off.
Well, what do you? Let's start
all
with
the wins.
Ryan, you came in at a nice 8-5, but you hit both your locks and your tees. I was 9-4, hitting one of my locks. Other lock pending Monday night, and my dog also pending. I don't know. The Monday night slate was appetizing. Circa million card we gave out 4-0 with Chargers pending. That's a nice swing in the contest. And if you watch the VSiN show, and you should every Friday night, 8:00 Pacific, 11:00 East. If you have YouTube TV, you almost certainly have VSiN. So just type in Sports Gambling Podcast in YouTube TV, record it, or watch us live. Super fun. Listener to the show, Corey, who represents Barking Dog Properties. Ryan, you might remember them as one of the sponsors of the original DGen Madness. Put up some prizes back in the day for the Sims. Longtime listener. He hit us up and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to be donating to Mountain Projects, but I thought it'd be fun. You guys basically get to decide how much I donate. I'm putting up $500, and I give you a chance to parlay it and push it up to. If we hit the 2-team parlay, it became 1322 using Circa's odds. Kramer and I went with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs, both coming in, both winning outright. We took the points, so now the 1322." Gets added on to the $500. 1822 mountainprojects.org, helping all those people with the flood support. Real people helping a real charity, helping real people. So shout out to Barking Dog Properties. Shout out to us for not cracking under the immense pressure that was that bet, Ryan. A goodwill bet, a flood support free roll. Just awesome slate. And I also, if you watch the VSiN show, gave out a 4-team parlay, aka our tail of the tape. Hit that as well, which was Chiefs, Lions, Steelers, and then I randomly threw the Colts in there at last second. So that came through all on the points. Man, it was just a hell of a fucking Sunday.
First half parlay from the pregame show.
I forgot that.
5 legs. Let's go.
Kramer hit his first half parlay.
I was sweating that Browns fucking +3.
What was that?
Since he gets the kickoff return to start the game, I'm like, motherfucker. And then they score the touchdown. They missed the extra point, so I have to sweat the fact that the Bengals can kick a late field goal and uncover me with 4. But oh man, what a day! And if you listen to the pregame show, you also hit a Jonnu Smith ladder.
Yes,
that at least went to 10-1 for me. It was 13-1 was the DK price on the morning show. So
and the
my God,
and the Brock Bowers ladder almost got to that top level. He had 93 yards. So I think we gave it out on the VSiN show almost up to like 98. So maybe not that last rung, but certainly good day there. And Brock Bowers 2 touchdowns. Man, they tried so hard to get him touchdowns. He had so many freaking targets. Ryan, people are not able to hear.
Yeah, you need to
Discord.
get in there.
Oh, okay. I need to get.
That's the hack.
Okay, that's
we,
right.
we figured it out. We figured it out, and I might have accidentally invited someone to speak. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
All right, we will.
I'm gonna kick you off stage. Yeah. So as soon as Sean gets in there, everything will be fine.
Yes, I'm on stage, which means you can call in sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord, and there is a special 15% off promo code for everyone in the Discord. Just click the general tab there, man. But just awesome. Hopefully you guys also had a nice cash fest. Didn't even get to the best part, Ryan. The Eagles just destroyed your New York Giants 28-3. There was a lot of chatter from the sharps. So AJ Brown's going to get shut down. Hammer the under.
He kind of did.
He did not get shut down.
There was one play with a questionable offensive PI.
Oh, come on.
Other than that, my handicap was correct.
What do you mean?
He had a couple like 10-yard curls.
They didn't. Yeah, because he's unguardable.
And one nonsense, obviously
Deep
blown
bomb,
coverage. You would never have
dime.
Nick McLeod on a single coverage.
Perfect dime by Jalen.
I called out what they were going to do when they did that. It was effective.
Wow, that is a nice handicap.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Saquon Barkley, many people said he'd be distracted by the noise. His feelings would be hurt by the jerseys burning.
He was
not
distracted.
So fast. 17 for 170 yards. And you know what the team player was? Coach Sirianni, 176. Apologies, Barkley. He goes, "Hey, Saquon, you want to go in there and get this record?" He goes, "Nah, let the other guys play." That's the kind of team.
Wow.
That's the kind of energy. That's the kind of mojo. That's the kind of season-changing win against the New York Giants. Just a complete ass whooping. Fun game.
Yeah, I do wish Saquon all the hopefully health and success.
Thank you.
But he's especially to those shoulders. He's gonna need it. Continue to carry this dog shit Eagles offense. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that's fine, right?
Well, I listen. If you actually listen to the show for enough time, you heard what I told you before this game. Andrew Thomas was out.
Yeah,
very bad.
Very bad.
Also, Daniel Jones not going to play another snap for the Giants. Zombie Daniel Jones has been killed. Double tap to the head.
Ryan, deliver that to camera because this is definitely clip worthy. Your hot take that Daniel Jones.
It's not a hot take.
Okay,
Daniel Jones will be benched, followed by if not traded, IR. Period.
Let's. I mean, what's leading you to believe that? Now the aggregators are reporting that Daboll did confirm he would be the starter, but you're saying that was kind of coach speak and that he will actually.
If you listen to
you
listen to the press conference, he harped on the idea that the Giants are not making explosive plays down the field like the offense is calling for. He benched him in this game for Drew Lock, who, by the way, took some of those shots that he was refusing to take. You still got Tommy DeVito kicking around. You got this weird injury clause. What are you messing around for? You see Daniel Jones running like a fullback. He's trying to get hurt.
He does.
This guy's out there.
He does lower his shoulder. He invites contact.
I don't know if you saw, there was a viral video of someone driving around on some New York freeway and someone pulled over in front of them, threw it in reverse and like caused an accident, like insurance fraud type deal.
Yeah.
That's Daniel Jones right now. He's trying to get injured, trying to secure a bigger bag. Yeah. You got to sit. He's getting set. Daboll sounded like he was he's publicly talking about the deficiencies of the great plays that he's calling. And it's just purely the quarterback. Dan Jones comments regarding, it was a short conversation. I obviously still have belief in myself.
Well, also, what it is always funny when they ask these guys, like, what are you supposed to say? Yeah, he's right. I suck.
He's playing like shit. Against the bad defense. So 2 bad defenses in a row. He played.
Eagles are a bad defense.
Got to put him down.
Okay.
The secondary is exploitable. Malik Neighbors was open. We watched that tape. He was open on almost every play.
What was it? What did he get from the?
I'm saying because the quarterback wasn't throwing the ball. You're not listening.
I'm listening. You're angry.
I'm not angry at all. I had a great weekend. Made a lot of money.
Yes.
And the Yankees are in the World Series.
Yankees Ryan is out. Joining us on the line, Patrick Fisher. What's happening, Patrick? Thanks for calling in.
Gentlemen, I hope you're having a good weekend. I've won my first 2 bets. My third bet is pending. I just tailed Sean for 2 of those bets.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I got Chargers -1.
Oh, good price.
Also, I just want to say, Kramer, I think you're dead on with your assessment on Jordan Love. I watched the highlights of that game, and he definitely has some flashes of Josh Allen in him. He looks great, and then he looks terrible. So I'll say this. Last little factoid I'll leave you with. All 4 NFC North teams would make the playoffs if the postseason started today. So I think your Super Bowl NFC representative is going to have an NFC North team. So keep that in when you start betting those games late in the season. And I think it's going to be Bills and Lions. Go Bills.
There you go. Coming from a Bills fan, Patrick Fisher.
I'll say this about Jordan Love: when you throw a pretty ball, when it's caught, people are like, "Oh, look at that throw!"
He does.
And then when it's caught by the other team, people aren't like, "What the fuck?"
He does. He loves throwing off his back foot. It's like a part of his mechanics. It's like built in.
If you had an arm that strong, you'd probably fuck around and throw off your back foot a lot too.
I guess
you could.
That Pat Mac fan saying, "Don't get any pork meat around Kramer. His back might go out again."
True story. And don't get me started because the wife made something I like a lot that has a lot of bad animal fats in it. Like
we had a nice
completely
steak
unaware
last night.
I did have steak.
There was a lot of we got like fancy steak dinner delivered to God's Eye. It was a pretty fun hang last night.
And I had corner cottage breakfast burrito, Sean, on Saturday morning. I've really been naughty. I might have back issues.
Ryan, you mentioned Jordan Love, and wouldn't you know it, Packer super fan Dick Puncher, his ears perked up. He called in. He's here on Discord. Dick Puncher, how we feeling?
Yeah, we are feeling phenomenal right now, Sean. Feeling phenomenal. What a win. I can't believe, oh my God, that game was crazy. And I don't disagree with the Josh, at least this season, he's definitely looked like I have thought that the Josh Allen take. Like, I mean, yes, he has definitely had more, he's actually had more, questionable throws this season than last season. I think, but barring there was like a stretch during like the second quarter of the season last year, but like, I mean, 3 touchdowns again. He had 4 both the previous game. He currently leads the NFL in touchdown passes.
Yes,
he missed 2 games, guys. He missed 2 games. He's leading, technically tied, and Baker will take it back
with Mike Evans
after tomorrow night. But again, Love has missed 2 games and he's leading.
Well, and also he was tied for the interceptions lead with Will Levis before Patty Mahomes played, who now Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions with 8. Ryan, that's kind of the wonky year we've been having, and
a lot of people in that race, though.
Yes, a lot of people. It's a wide open race. Of course,
Patrick Mahomes is just Dan Jones with an elite defense. So I mean, there is that.
He's making plays with his legs. They're winning games. It does have a lot of Danny Dimes vibes.
I do think that the general soccer mom attitude of the Midwestern Packer fans wanting to defend their great Jordan Love against my words made them maybe mishear what my take was, which is he's a highly inaccurate quarterback with a strong arm.
Yeah.
So when it looks good, it looks good. But at the end of the day, the interceptions are fucking horrible.
Well, and
how good could this team be if he just didn't do that?
Packers obviously won 24-22. Kramer, you got the cover +3. Yep. I didn't. And I was waffling on this game a little bit. I thought Packers defense would do a little better job slowing down Joe
Packers
Mixon.
Defense did an amazing job. Let me read you CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I was going to get to CJ Stroud was 10 for 21 for 86 yards with a 58.8 passer rating. So clearly I misread what they were going to do. And they just said like, all right, if you're going to beat us with Joe Mixon, fine, we're going to not let CJ Stroud beat us. And he didn't. I mean, 10 for 21. And then obviously the turnover is probably the difference in getting the cover. But what was your,
I kind of a short take here, but that I felt kind of like a bad game plan based on watching this Texans team this year. CJ Stroud hasn't really had it. And Joe Mixon's been the difference for that team.
Yeah,
So would have preferred to stop Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I would have loaded the box, but hey, whatever. They got the win. It worked out for them. But what was your take? What's your take on the Packers moving forward, Dick Puncher?
I mean, I think sky's the limit. I think I would slightly disagree with Ryan's take in terms of that he's like an inaccurate. I think he is, because a lot of times he throws like perfect dimes. I think he's a accurate, mostly passer, but he has complete misfires every once in a while. And like those did show up today. But I mean, Josh the defense, the only reason that Houston was in this game was because of the turnovers. And yes, 2 of them were Love, but then one of them was on the fucking punt return.
The punt, really,
dude. I've had it. Like we I do like Rich Bisaccia, but like we pay him more than anyone else in the league, and the special teams just keep bending us over and over. But the best part of this game though was the final drive. Jordan Love stepped up. He got us into field goal range and then got us a little further to a solid field goal range. And then our new kicker, Brandon McManus, who there's certain allegations out there against him, but never mind those. You got
to be a good kicker to make those go away.
One in Lambeau, right? They ask him, all right, time's about to expire, hit the winning kick. He hits the kick. I'm going nuts. And they're like, no. Timeout was called. Never mind the fact that the clock was running during the play. Like they didn't stop the clock. There was no, but whatever. Timeout was called. Kick it again. And at this point, I'm like, oh, fuck. I've seen enough Packers games to know what happens. And I'm like 100% like this guy's going to miss. And he bangs it right through. This is the difference. Because I have no doubt if we didn't jettison our last kicker, we would have lost this game 98 times out of 100. I mean, if the fact we now have a field goal, I mean, you think about the Vikings loss. It was a 2-point loss in a game where we missed 2 field goals. I mean, this field goal kicker could make all the difference in the world for us. And I love what I saw to the defense. And all we have to do is not turn the ball over. And the fact that now we have a field goal kicker, I love it. I love the Packers going forward.
Go Pack go.
I am afraid of the Lions. I'm very afraid of the Lions.
I'd be careful wanting to get rid of Rich Bisaccia. The Raiders still haven't recovered from that one.
He was.
I don't. It's not that I want to get rid of him. It's just we're paying him the most of anyone in the league, and our special teams faux pas are like second to none.
Muff punts are backbreakers, and I forgot about that. If they don't have that, maybe it isn't as close. But the Joe Mixon stat line was crazy. 25 of 115 and 2 touchdowns. He is just having a kind of an awesome year and really helping that Texans offense and make kind of keeping it afloat. All right, Dick Puncher, appreciate it. Good luck with the Mike Evans touchdown tomorrow night.
All right, have a good one, boys.
All right, let it ride. Ryan, the phone lines are lighting him up.
Well, and real quick, good time to remind people of that sick ass Joe Mixon. We just need Derrick Henry to wear down a little bit, but Joe Mixon most rushing touchdowns.
Oh yes,
I mean if he can stay healthy, that looks very nice. 25-1 banger in the old satchel.
Yeah, unfortunately, Derrick Henry just looks like a beast. So maybe he hits a little wall down Tampa there come Monday night. Joining us on the line, Cousin Mush. What's happening, Cousin Mush? How was your Sunday?
Hello, boys. Well, started off with some breakfast burritos. Watched the Patriots absolutely manhandle Jacksonville in the first quarter. 10-0. I'm grabbing 6.5.
Oh no!
And then the entire rest of that game was why somebody needs to go search Jacksonville, Florida area for Boston Capper. Make sure he's okay.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Because I don't even understand how you could literally just shit down your leg that badly week after week after week.
Well, I think
Mayo called the entire team soft.
We're a soft football team. I think you nailed it. I would say if you're a Pats fan, before you tie that noose, I would say Drake May, I thought was 26 of 37, 276, 2 touchdowns, no interception. I mean, I don't think the Jags defense is very good, but when there were some windows there, he was firing. I don't think I thought he's gotten off to like a a better than expected start for Drake May. So that's your little sliver of optimism. But the rest of the team, especially on the defensive side, is just, to Mayo's point, like just soft. There's just, I mean, lack of talent, but also super soft.
You know who's not soft? And you know who would cut off his own dick? Mike Vrabel.
Oh.
Get him in.
Can we just go get Mike Vrabel and fire Gerard Mayo now? Leave him over with the dead queen, and let's just move on to the next era of Patriots football.
Era.
I mean, they're so bad.
This is how spoiled the Patriots
I was going to say,
you just had the greatest head coach of all time and his tenure last year. And we're 6-7 games in, and they're already, we can't handle it. We can't handle being below 500.
A lot of them wanted Belichick gone too.
Yeah.
I would say this, it has been a rough patch for Boston as a city. I mean, we're going on 6 months since they won a championship.
Yeah. They haven't had a parade in a while. They love their parades.
We still got crazy Joe Mazzulla from Johnston, Rhode Island, and then the Boston Celtics. I mean, I hate the NBA, but I mean, it is what it is.
I will say this.
It was a good day overall for the mush.
I've enjoyed. I'm Joe Mazzulla's growing on me. Anyway, last thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's growing on me. Yeah, we're having a nice day in the Circa Million.
Yeah, you and Cousin Bush. What are you guys? 3-1?
Yeah, we're sitting on. We got Monday night pending, and we're 3-1.
Nice. What do you got Monday night?
Monday night pending.
Ryan, talk you into the Ravens, Bush.
There was no talking into. It was my favorite play of the week.
Oh no.
Well, worst of luck tomorrow night. Thanks for calling in, Bush. Yes. Yeah, I'm a Bucks guy. You know how I roll.
It's ridiculous.
I hear you. All right. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks for calling in, Cousin Mush. Kramer, we're going to recap all the games, get to Monday Night Props before we do. Shout out to BetUS, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Kramer probably almost put him out of business, but of course they're still there. They're still taking deposits and processing lightning fast withdrawals. America's favorite sportsbook. They've been in business for 30 plus years, so you know you can trust them. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, promo code SGPN. They do have a bunch of bonuses available on your first deposit. I usually don't take the bonus because you gotta play through it a decent amount, but you can just select no bonus. And again, lightning fast deposit and withdrawal. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Kramer, let's get to the games here. Got a bunch to get through. Broncos 33-10 over the Saints. Kind of hit on this game, I feel like, a little bit already. My only regret is not betting more on this Broncos team. I just did my normal unit. Obviously, in hindsight,
cluster injuries.
Yeah, it was just, I mean,
backup quarterback
Spencer Rattler making his second start on 4 days. Well, Dennis Allen's horrible on short rest. Sean Payton, much better coach. And this Broncos defense is legit good. If they can get Bo Nix like average, maybe slightly above average, and I think he's right at average quarterback in the NFL, especially if you look at quarterback play in the NFL, and especially if he continues to give you plays with his legs.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's I mean, the defense is good. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on with the offense.
Right.
And
I think they'll struggle when they play really good teams.
I guess I'm kind of pushing back on the idea that Bo Nix is even average. I think he still has the potential to be like worst quarterback of the weekend. And so, yeah,
I don't know. I think with his legs, his floor has gone up.
Yeah, he's gonna be a fun guy when he's winning, and when things are bad, it's gonna seem silly.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think just so we should write down in the book when there's a backup quarterback and cluster injuries at the interior offensive line and wide receiver, fade.
And Dennis Allen, I swear he's just a bad coach.
This has to be his last year.
Yeah, I think he's in a rough spot. We just hit on it, but officially, Jags 32, Pats 16. I mean, Jags tried to fuck that up a million times. Like watching it live this morning, it did feel like Pats were live to backdoor that a number of times.
Drake May looked good at it. In the drive, in the two good drives, Drake May looked good. And then I guess the team's soft.
Drake May is the least of their problems, I think.
I think Drake May looks like he could be good. Now, pretty like that. That's probably the easiest type of defense he's going to go against. And so we'll see if how he does against more complex stuff. But yeah, no, if you watch the game from the beginning, it was like, oh, interesting. Are the Patriots gonna? Because I told you I was on the fence about taking the Patriots, and early in that game, I was like, God damn it! I knew the Patriots were going to show up with a little bit of a plan, and then they just looked fucking horrible. After the scripted stuff wore out, they were just horrible.
Yeah,
and not so horrible that the Jags offense was slicing them up like a fucking warm knife through butter.
It was bad.
Salted truffle butter.
It was bad. Next up, we got the what was it? Oh, Seattle Seahawks 34, Falcons 14. Thank you, Kramer, for keeping me strong, because I was almost going to take the Falcons simply out of the idea of I keep fading the Falcons. Yeah. I know they're a bad team. I swear they're a bad team. I keep fading them and they keep shoving it down my throat. When am I going to learn? I'm glad I didn't learn, because I stuck with the Seahawks there, fading the Falcons. You did as well. Kenneth Walker, if you listen to the prop show, hopefully you got that 67.5. He did go over just barely, 14 for 69. Kind of a weird game. I mean, they won 34-14, but they were moving the ball. I mean, I think they could have padded their numbers more offensively, but they got the defensive touchdowns, and then they were playing from ahead there for a bit. So DK Metcalf had a good game, 4 for 99. Geno Smith got 2 touchdowns. You listen to VSiN, that was a bottom leg of a ladder. We didn't get the 3, which we were hoping for in the alt lines, but yeah, I think the Seattle team, they'll be interesting. I think if their defense, now that it's getting healthy, still looking to fade the Falcons whenever I can.
Yeah, this was a pretty specific spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Geno's good in a dome.
Yeah.
There's no pass rush.
No.
And the Falcons are trash.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins got sacked a couple times, like just one of those ragdoll, just completely ragdoll. Yeah, no real takeaways here. I'm not a Seahawks guy.
No,
but I knew this was the right side.
Yes.
Pissed I didn't make it my dog.
Yeah. What are you
or lock?
Yeah.
What did I tell you? I think I told you before the VSiN show that if the podcast was on Friday before at that time, like 8 p.m., that Seattle would have been a lock.
Oh, but you also said Browns would have been your dog.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I don't think so.
I thought you kept saying you were as the week went along, you were building consensus.
I did like that play. I still like it. That was the right thing. They started the game with a kickoff return, and why not play? I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but come on.
Yeah,
James.
well, let's just go there. Cleveland Browns 14, Bengals 21. Yeah, they start off with a kickoff return. Cincinnati offense looked like shit.
Oh, they're not good.
Then the Browns offense looked like shit until Deshaun Watson blew out his Achilles. He's done for the year. So maybe a bailout here for the Browns. And there was obviously a lot of crazy shit that happened. The fans were cheering, and then a bunch of the Browns players were yelling at the fans. Jameis Winston afterwards was very upset that the fans booed Deshaun Watson, cheered that he was injured. But then DTR came in. He looked really bad. Finally, now maybe some of it was in garbage time, but Jameis Winston looked competent. Like, you give this team.
What do you mean garbage time?
Yeah, you're right.
Onside kick. If they get that onside kick, they can. How do you? I get it. I'm pretty confident that the reason he was the emergency quarterback, they were trying to trade him, and whoever, like, they don't want to accidentally hurt him. They had to put him in anyway. Now, how do you not play him? How do you not play him? Obviously, the team, just go watch the game and watch when he comes in the game.
Yeah.
Command of the huddle.
They love him.
I don't understand.
David Njoku got home, Ryan. If you listen to the DFS show, 10 for 76 and the touchdown. Nick Chubb, not a super impressive start, but 11 of 22 and a touchdown. Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he's still, getting in game shape there. Felt like he was on a bit of a pitch count, but
man,
yeah, look out for the Browns. I don't know if you would you take a Browns to make playoffs if you know Winston is the starter from here on out?
I mean, here's what I will say. If you tailed the Jameis Winston most passing yards and passing touchdowns in the division, what are you chasing? Well, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, that's kind of a mess. Burrow, sure, but he's playing like he wants to get hurt. And then Lamar, Jameis is capable. I don't know what to think of. I think the team could go on a run.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of division games left, et cetera, but they're so broken right now.
And the Hastronaut saying cash it to Deshaun Watson under 3,300.5 season long passing yards. Yeah, we were all over that. It was crazy. So, and also I think he played if you're on underdog to get the lower, I think you had to play 6 games. So I think
5 games, right?
Browns are a weird organization. Buffalo Bills 34, Tennessee Titans 10. Again, hopefully you guys tuned into VSiN because Ryan and we didn't officially give it out, so not going to give too much credit, but we discussed the idea, and this was when I thought Will Levis was still starting. I go, what if we take Tennessee, because Will Levis is great first half ATS. I go, what if we take Tennessee in the first half to win the first half, and then Buffalo to win the game? It was 7-1. Admittedly, did not fire on it, but that's exactly what happened. Titans got off to a little bit of a hot start. I think they were up. They were up 10-7 at halftime, and then it was obvious to me that the Bills were going to be a little sleepy to start the game because it's a short week against an opponent you don't really need to get up for, and then they just put on they woke up 27-0 in the second half, put them away. Mari Cooper got a touchdown.
Well, the first drive, the Tennessee goes for it on 4th down. They flip the field by stopping them, and it's over. And I mean, this kind of is how the game. I thought the game was going to go. Mason Rudolph not very good either. The receivers really bad. Sean, we have in the Pros versus Joe's Best Ball League that has the D Hop and Calvin Ridley. How we're competitive in that league. We're probably not this year. Fortunately, we won one, so we don't have to win one for a couple of years. But
I feel like some of our top guys are pretty decent.
And we had a lot of the Tennessee offense though.
That was like our second stack.
It was. We had Josh Allen and Keon Coleman. I'm sure we have some fun stuff going. But this seemed obvious, but the first half was interesting. Unfortunately, it crushed Decker's first half parlay. He had the Bills laying the points, which this is the most frustrating thing when you have a team to
that is going to pull away late, and they did. Packers, we kind of already hit on this with Dick Puncher, 24-22. Texans get the cover, don't get the win.
I mean, am I that crazy with this Jordan Love guy?
No, I think your comparison to Josh Allen is right because I almost see what Dick Puncher's trying to say, where he's splitting hairs, where it's like, for the most part he is accurate, but he takes some shots he shouldn't because he has an arm talent to get away with some of those things.
He's Brett Favre,
a la Brett Favre, and Favre always threw off his back foot because he's always waiting to the last second, for a guy to get a couple more yards open, and you're playing with fire, and he got burned. He got burned a couple times. It'll just be, hey, how burned is he going to get in the playoffs?
No, I mean, that's
assuming they make it.
It's a high risk, high reward thing. And obviously the coach is good. The defense seems to have been upgraded. Although I don't know. I guess to me, if I'm playing the Texans or I'm playing any of the Shanahanian offenses, you start by stopping the run.
Yes, that jams up the whole thing.
So I know I watch a lot of football, but I don't feel like their game plan was correct. Like, cool, you took away the passing game.
Yeah, I don't know, and
I guess they won the game, so it was correct.
And to Dick Puncher's point, that muff punt that they muffed on their own 9, the Texans got an easy touchdown. Obviously, that swings things too.
Yeah, the turnovers. Yeah, 2 of which
Jordan Love responsible for those. Obviously, not the special teams. Indianapolis Colts 16. Dolphins 10. Easy cash for the Indianapolis Colts. It is Anthony Richardson is so bad, Ryan. I remember where I was in the circa when we do our team previews, and I was like, I think I was 9-8 on the Colts, and then we go through for our final predictions in the division, and I rarely, the only team I switched was I went from over, because they were at 8.5. I went from over 8.5 to under. I went 9-8 to 8-9, trying to get all the wins to wins the workout. And it was tough because there's obviously a lot to like with this Colts team. The fact that if Anthony Richardson does get hurt, Joe Flacco comes in and you love him in that offense. And we were totally right about that. But obviously watching how inaccurate he was in the preseason, I'm like, holy shit, I cannot be on the over on this team. Made a last second switch, but they won the game still 16-10. Incredibly ugly game. I think if you're on the Colts, I don't know. I guess you're fortunate, but Tyler Huntley looked horrible on the other side, and that was part of my handicap. I don't think Mike McDaniel is a good head coach. He hasn't been able to figure out how to do anything on offense without Tua in there. And yeah, I get it. Tyler Huntley's not great, but you still have Devin Achane, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Like, you have to figure out some way to get some semblance of offense going against this Colts defense. And they got jack shit, 10 points. So that was kind of my take on it, but yeah, obviously if you watch this game at all, Anthony Richardson, 10 for 24 for 129 somehow looked worse. And I guess the plus side is he didn't throw an interception. So
run the damn ball.
And he had 14 carries for 56 yards.
That's what's been missing from his performance.
Yeah.
Now, he had that hilarious fumble. He's just, it's hard. Sometimes,
yes,
physical specimens show up to a sport, but they just don't ever learn how to play the sport. That's what he is. He's Dwight Howard, and that's probably even disrespectful to Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard had a great career, but he's someone that just never had. It was always easy.
It came easy to him.
And people got excited because they saw him throw the ball 80 yards. And like, oh fuck!
Yeah, I mean, Jamarcus Russell, right?
Sure, but what if Jamarcus Russell could run a 4.40?
Yeah.
Like, people would. I mean, think about how hard those executives would. So yeah, I mean, but they won the game. They're going to be. Will they be in the mix in the wild card? This Colts team?
Maybe. I don't know.
They're doing it without Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean. Like if he can just dial it down a little bit, and if Shane Steichen can give him some easy stuff,
run the triple option. Just try it.
It would be fun.
You got all those good running. You got Trey Sermon,
and they insist on playing him over Flacco, who's obviously better because you invested a lot in him, and you want to see if he's the quarterback of the future. I guess I get it, but it's tough not to play him when you know. I mean, Flacco would have lit this team up.
That's my take, at least for that matchup. Colts are out at Houston next week, Sean. What do you think the number is?
Colts at Houston.
Yeah.
I think you got to make it Texans 4 points.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be on the Colts. Well, that's what the flow chart would tell you to do. But the modern Texans, aka the last couple of years, probably the side you want to be on.
Yeah. I don't know. Anthony Richardson against that defense at home. Seeing a bunch of people hitting some parlays. Jordan said he hit an 11 teamer, turned $9 into 22.37. Best night of his life. It ended with the Steelers. Eduardo hit a 7-legger. Thank you, boys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, smashing that subscribe button, hitting us with 5 stars on Spotify. We continue to hang around with ESPN podcasts, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports, because we are true.
#Legends only.
Is it because all the leans?
Yes, it's because of all the leans.
I didn't have a chance to get our lean graphic up this week.
Yeah, we got to release our lean record. And sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA contest, running a free win totals contest, giving away a nice juicy gift card there. Get in and subscribe to the NBA Gambling Podcast. Kramer, Detroit Lions 31, Minnesota Vikings 29.
Yes,
this was a fun game. It was a good game. It was back and forth. I think, and I said it to you. I go, the Lions team to me, they came out too jacked up, almost like they were pressing. I feel like Goff started a hair slow, even though he finished great. 22 of 25, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs had an awesome game, 15 for 116, 2 touchdowns. And the Vikings were giving it to him back. It was a good back and forth game. It felt like the Lions were going to ice it, and then David Montgomery fumbled. Vikings returned it for a touchdown. And then they went down, kicked the field goal, won the game. But it was a great game, back and forth the entire time.
Who's the MVP right now?
I was gonna add this to my notes. I think Jared Goff. You have to make him the MVP right now if you were to vote.
He's 8-1.
Yeah.
Ahead of him, Mahomes 350. Which okay, that does seem.
Mahomes has no numbers and Goff has the narrative.
Allen and Lamar are both 5-1.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess recency bias because I just saw.
It's not Allen, it's Lamar, maybe.
Yeah, because I just saw Goff go on the road in a hostile division environment against a pretty good defense and will that team to victory. And his 3 games in a row now are just like insane efficiency, insane passer
also
rating.
They didn't have to go out and trade for a receiver to help out in Detroit like they did in Buffalo. That kind of makes me feel like you need to be excluded from the MVP conversation. If your team has to go out and acquire assets for you, how valuable could you be?
Yeah.
Not to throw shade. I would make Lamar and Goff the favorites.
Yeah. No, I agree. But Josh Allen certainly.
Jordan Love is
in the mix.
6th favorite, 13-1. Come on. Jaden Daniels 14-1.
Well, I mean, obviously Malik Willis hurts Jordan Love's case there. But yeah, great game. Happy to be on that Lions side. It felt like the right side for a majority of the game. And
it was the right side the whole way. If anything, the Lions tried to blunder it away. But yeah, good game all around. I guess Minnesota's still good. I guess.
Yeah, but
will this shine continue to wear off with this team?
Darnold didn't. I mean, that pick wasn't great,
but he's still mostly okay.
Yeah, no,
he's definitely not bad.
He didn't turn into a pumpkin, but it wasn't like MVP level.
Yeah,
but we'll see. This will be an interesting Thursday night matchup for them, especially with the history there with the with Sean McVay and with the Cooper Kupp announcing he will be back Thursday night against them.
Is there a chance Puka could return?
I haven't seen Puka. I know Kupp's in for week 8, so
yeah,
that'll be good news for the Rams. Eagles 28, New York Giants 3. Hit on it on the top of the show. Great team win for the Eagles. I mean, the defensive mojo was incredible. Obviously, Andrew Thomas being out was helpful, but got a ton of pressure. Got a bunch of sacks on Danny Dimes. Moved the ball at will, imposing the will at the offensive line of scrimmage. A little worried about Fred Johnson in pass protect situations.
He's not good. But
Jordan Mailata can't get back soon enough. But AJ Brown still awesome, still unguardable.
They Dexter Lawrence leading the league in sacks.
Oh, nice.
Should be. I mean, we'll see what the defensive player of the year prices are.
No, you usually have to be on a good team, right?
Nose tackle leading the league in sacks is pretty remarkable.
Well, congrats.
Yeah.
Something to hang your hat on.
Yep.
Los Angeles Rams 20, Raiders 15. The Raiders covered the spread. Antonio Pierce, Ryan, I know he has money problems. He got hoodwinked into some weird car. I don't know. Look up the story if you can, but basically he got hoodwinked into putting a bunch of what should have been business loans in his personal name, and then the business went bankrupt, and he owes somehow $28 million. I don't know how you don't declare bankruptcy. Again, some weird story. Do your own research, but the fact that it was 4th and goal from the 10, they were down 8, 2:25 on the clock, and they kick a fucking field goal. Are you kidding me? To go down 8 to down 5? That was insane. Cowardly kick. Rams didn't look really good at all. Maybe looking ahead to Thursday, they got a defensive touchdown. Aiden O'Connell got knocked out of the game. Minshew looked bad. Brock Bowers continues to be a beast. That was, Kyron Williams had a good game. There wasn't a ton to, and of course, Sean McVay playing some shenanigans with the injury report. I know people were pissed at Whittington. They kept making it seem like he was going to play, and he was active, but he was just clearly never going to play. Not close. But Kyron Williams, 21 for 76, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Johnson, leading receiver for the Rams. Not a pretty win for the Rams, but hey, they got it done.
Yeah, basically he did some bad business dealing where he personally was on the hook for some liability against these car dealerships, where the motor Nissan is suing him and Hyundai is suing him. So, I mean, look, he was the bag man for Herm down in Arizona State. Forks up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a laugh. There were a couple times that he was ISO'd on the broadcast where he had a laugh like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So, I mean, is there a chance he's fired before the year's over? He's clearly losing control of a situation, right?
It doesn't. I'm watching it. It wasn't. And the Rams defense, to their credit, did have some moments where they got up.
But they're not good.
Oh no,
they're not a good defense.
No.
This is a bad performance.
No, bad performance, and crazy. And making bacon saying no Boston Scott touchdown in the Eagles Giants. That wasn't right. Well, of course, the new giant killer is ironically Saquon Barkley just destroying them on the ground.
Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I would never root for ill health.
Me neither. But he struggles to get to the end of the season.
Well, speaking of that, Ryan, Carolina Panthers 7, Commanders 40.
My God, Mariota even looks good in this super offense. What the fuck?
Got cute thinking Carolina could backdoor this. Dalton looks horrible.
We need a montage of us saying we're not going to pick against the Commanders anymore.
Yeah, and we shouldn't have. Although we picked against them last week when they didn't cover against the Ravens, so we were right there. But I thought this would be a letdown spot for them. Obviously it wasn't. But big news is Jaden Daniels did get knocked out of the game. We mentioned it a number of times, even after seeing him in preseason games. His willingness to take shots, his smaller frame compared to other quarterbacks. I said this guy's going to get a rib injury. He's in trouble for a collarbone. Knock on wood for them. It doesn't seem super serious, but it's tough, man. You want a guy like that to use his legs, but also you don't want Marcus Mariota starting a bunch of games for you.
But Marcus Mariota didn't look hard.
He looked awesome
in the offense.
I think that definitely speaks to the Panthers defense.
I think back to when I mocked Peter Schrager for talking about how Kingsbury went into the lab and made this super offense just for Jaden Daniels. And he's so I mean, the system is clearly working. Some of the plays, guys are just running free. The defense, I mean, I guess we have to give Dan Quinn and his cool backwards hat look some credit, because he, in a matter of 6-7 weeks, has organized a defense of not good players, mostly not good players, and they're whooping teams' asses.
I mean, the Commanders. What's
a sign of a
really
great team?
You beat bad teams by margin.
You whoop bad teams' asses, and that's what they're doing. This is totally the RG3 year.
Kansas City Chiefs 28, San Francisco 49ers 18. A rare double lock by us, Ryan. Chiefs cruise to victory. Shout out to Brock Purdy, 3 interceptions. He looked really bad. Mahomes also 2 interceptions.
Looked not great.
Not great. He did have some nice runs. He did do that move where he ran to the sideline and then stopped and then sprinted again, which is kind of a
no. I was locked in on that play. That was a nice juke, and more on the linebacker for what are you doing? You dosey doing over here?
Yeah,
you could put a hand out. You just ran out of bounds past him, and then neither quarterback was particularly good. This was
but I'll say this: Mahomes made a couple plays with his legs, and that was the difference in the game.
Ayuk probably done for the year.
His ACL's done. It's all but confirmed.
They've announced it.
Well, I mean, Shanahan said probably an ACL. So when the coaches say probably, it's a bad sign.
Hey, Sean, have the Chiefs lost yet?
No.
Holy shit! Did we not predict this was going to happen? They were going to start faster this year.
Yeah,
they're winning games that last year they would have lost.
I mean, think about it. If
they might go undefeated.
This is scary.
This is the bad version.
If Mahomes starts throwing more touchdowns than interceptions, can you imagine how good this Chiefs team is going to be?
Yeah.
Right now we're getting the worst statistical year of Patrick Mahomes' career, and they're undefeated, and it hasn't been close.
Us rooting for the Chiefs with Decker in the room, where he's still holding out. He's like. He can't root for the Chiefs. I guess I appreciate that.
Yeah, I get it. It's in division, but you and I had a lot of money on it. I'm just
nothing's gone right for this Chiefs teams other than the fact that their defense looks,
and Carson Steele. He had a couple nice carries, a couple big first downs. Right.
I wish
he's getting work back in.
I know, but how different the season could have been.
Oh, if he had the Kareem Hunt role, if he had held on to that, and Kareem Hunt is running literally like his life depends on it.
Oh,
and his career does, and he's certainly playing that way.
You know what's humbling? Not having a job for a while. Then you get that job again.
Real wake up call.
Maybe you appreciate it.
Last game of the slate: Steelers 37, New York Jets 15. Oh, I thought Devontae Adams was going to fix all the problems. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, really, to me, the game swung on that Aaron Rodgers interception right before half. Steelers drive down, they get points, and then it felt like, oh, hey, they're back in this thing. Look out. He throws another one, which was obviously Garrett Wilson's fault. Hit him right in the shoulder pad, bounced right back to him. Breece Hall had a really crazy good game in the receiving yards, but for the most part, it's Pittsburgh Steelers football. They settled for a bunch of field goals. Russell Wilson looked super rusty early on, looked really rough, and then, but got into a groove late. Had a couple nice throws. He was pushing the ball downfield. Pickens had a couple insane catches. Freiermuth had a nice one-handed catch.
And what's weird is I made a note. I was interacting with someone on social, and they pointed out I should have played Hayward on the first touchdown again. And I was like, yeah, it's hard to mess with tight ends around Russ. Like he never has really been a huge tight end like fantasy producer, but yeah, I mean it was more honestly, it was more just the routes that they were running for him. Those little outside drag routes. He likes to throw those, and man.
But Darnell Washington had 4 catches. Kind of one of his bigger games.
That's what I'm saying. It was weird to see him getting the tight end involved so often. It does make sense. He's a great play action quarterback. And once again,
Arthur Smith offense.
His arm looked so bad on the short throws, but then when it was like cock it back and launch it to Pickens, who, by the way, really good at catching balls that are coming down, those moon balls, as Russ calls them. But he's not good.
No.
Yet.
But I think in this perfect situation, I think he showed why Tomlin made the switch. And I was doubting Tomlin. I'm sure a lot of people were as well. In that first quarter, it's like, put Fields back in. What are you doing? And then he finally, the passing offense got going. And the passing offense just needs to be okay. The running offense continued to be good. Najee had a good game, 21 for 102, had that nice touchdown late to ice it. Jaylen Warren had some nice carries.
They talked about it on the broadcast. It almost seemed like it was more about Tomlin wanting to see and show the team the other quarterback option.
Yeah.
So that they knew, which actually feels, I mean, it's not good that you're in a place where you still have to see what the other guy looks like, but also makes a lot of logical sense. And for the most part, it does seem like Tomlin bases his coaching strategies on logic, which is, well, we don't know what our offense looks like with Russ, so we should check it out before we have some easy game. He probably viewed these as easy games. He does Giants off the bye. Is that the next game for the Steelers? Maybe they're not on a bye next week, but they don't like the key thing.
They play a Monday night and they'll fuck them up. But I don't know.
They play the Giants next.
You can't play the Steelers as a big favorite, Ryan.
I don't know. Andrew Thomas is out against TJ Watt.
Oh man, that's gonna be diabolical.
I think the Giants might be auto fade until Andrew Thomas or Tommy DeVito comes back.
Shout out to Timmy the Turtle in the chat saying finally made a live episode. I get up 6 days a week at 2 to 4 a.m. East. Oh. That is a rough schedule. Who is someone who had to wake up a couple times that early for a couple weeks. Brutal schedule, but he never misses the NFL podcast. First live. Love the content, fellas, and thank the gambling gods for doing what Kevin Stefanski wouldn't. See, Ryan, you praise the gambling gods. They come through for you.
Listen, that was a real guy. Those were not. Yeah, the gambling gods had nothing to do with Deshaun Watson's arrangement with this earth.
All right.
I'm not touching Deshaun Watson.
We got a bunch of Monday night props. Before we do, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Hopefully you already signed up on Underdog Fantasy using that promo code SGPN, cashing in on the pick'ems. It's Boostober. They got a ton of boosts, and NBA season kicking off. Always fun to get down. If you're, middle of the week, nothing going on. Maybe got action on one screen, fire up some NBA on the other. Every NBA pick'em for a limited time will be boosted. Get in underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN, get you all the details and get you that sweet deposit bonus, 50% up to $1,000. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Kramer, let's talk a little props. What is your first prop you like for Monday night?
Beautiful Monday night doubleheader.
Actually, two really good games in my mind.
Yeah, two so good. Why would you want to have them overlap?
Very annoying, but luckily we have 8 TVs.
This is a little bit of a gimmick here, and I'm going to start with the second game.
Okay,
but we have to. We have to just say we're playing Scott Matlock anytime touchdown. It's 34-1.
Sure, I'll add that to my card.
Well, you didn't put it on your card. I told Decker this today. This is the week Scott Matlock scored. There was a Baldy breakdown about him. He had the most offensive snaps of the season. Come on, Sean.
All right.
And the price is still 34-1, which is ridiculous. So
I'm in on
a little bit
Scotty
of a cheat.
Matlock.
So it's that we'll get.
I'll stay in that game, right?
Okay.
Give me J.K. Dobbins over 76.5 rushing yards. Arizona 23rd in rush defensive EPA.
They're bad at everything.
He's gone. I know their defense is really bad.
They're actually better defending the run than the pass.
Slightly, but they're bad at both. And again, they like pounding the rock. He had 25 carries last game. He's gone over this number 3 times. I just think they're going to be able to, and I also think they'll be playing from ahead a decent amount. So J.K. Dobbins over 76.5 rushing yards.
One more in that game for me. Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Over 225 or 225 plus passing yards. 225 or more. It's plus 205. I mean, he went over that last week. Soft matchup, obviously. Getting the weapons back. Decker was excited about a potential Mike Williams trade, bringing him home. But no, I think the emergence of Ladd McConkey. I think we saw them using Vidal in the passing game.
Yeah.
And just in general, Herbert looks good, and I think they're going to want to go after this secondary a little bit. So, yeah, this is another game. The more that I looked into this as the week went on, the more that I really like this offensive matchup for them. So, again, if you want to mess around with the ladder, I want to say I'll look it up right now, Sean. I'm pretty sure the Justin Herbert like 275 or 300 is like 9-1.
Yeah. No, and Ladd McConkey
275 is 9-1.
I forget,
275 is 9. I know he's
crazy.
He's only gone over 225 twice this year.
I know it's they're pounding the rock, but they'll be able to throw against this Cardinals team.
Once. The rest are 150.
I gave it out. I think on the VSiN show, Ladd McConkey. I am on 2 touchdowns at 20-1. It's now I'm seeing places have it at like 11-1, 12-1.
So sharp.
A little CLV there.
So sharp.
He's questionable with a hip. I think he plays, and again, he has so many targets, more targets than Quentin Johnson, who looks to be out. So, and he's been involved in the red zone a ton. So yeah, Ladd McConkey 2 touchdowns. Bonus, not officially one of my 3 props, Ryan. I'm going to head over to the Ravens Bucks game. And this one is in rhythm with Rhythm, of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get you that 7-day free trial, NFL, college football props, and NBA product. They just launched it. Always love. Every prop episode starts with me checking out what Rhythm likes before I start figuring out what I like. Their NFL model crushed it again. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Baker Mayfield over 13.5 rushing yards. Ooh. Baker Mayfield in big games runs the rock. He's watching Mike Tyson hype videos in his locker before the games. He's jacked up.
Mike Tyson recently, like in the last 24 hours, released a video of him just working out. So with the quote like, "Jake Paul can keep talking. I'm working out. Gonna fuck him up."
What was that? He had like a heart attack, and then they had to reschedule the fight. Kramer still likes him.
He wasn't cleared for the fake uncertified fight because of medical reasons. So, but he's back now. He's healthy.
Yes.
Come on, you can't bet against Mike Tyson. Anyway, Baker Mayfield likes Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'm in on the Baker rushing yards. I like Baker in general, but yeah, give me Baker rushing yards. Kramer.
All right, so Mike Evans in.
Yep.
Final answer.
Yeah, no, I've been projecting him in the entire time.
Okay,
he's officially off the injury report for what it's worth.
I am going to play a funny prop here.
Okay.
Scrolling around, trying to be creative, and I remembered, Chris Godwin had a run a couple games ago.
Oh, okay.
Chris Godwin to go over a half rushing yards is 6.5 to 1, Sean. So
what is it? A half rushing yard?
Half rushing yard. I like this angle. I specifically, I do think they're going to dial up some funny business against this defense. It's a trickier matchup, and I think the focus of Baltimore is going to be on Mike Evans, and so Godwin's props are so juiced. The receptions, I almost took the under 6.5. It's getting ridiculous because I do think the volume is going to go to Evans if he's on the field, and I do think that I don't know. Anyway, so Godwin over a half rushing yard. He's had 2 carries this season already. Zero rushing yards against the Eagles, 2 against the Falcons.
I like taking Chris Godwin over 74.5 receiving yards, but do I go Mike Evans 56.5 receiving yards?
I mean, I would play Evans over.
All right, I'll go Mike Evans. I mean, whatever it is.
Part of the reason I like this Godwin rushing prop is the way that Baltimore plays defense. Godwin is the guy that you would use for something like this.
Mike Evans over 56.5 receiving yards.
So you're going to go take both receivers.
No, I'm just going to go Evans
yeah.
instead. I like both, but I'll go officially Evans over 56.5 receiving yards. Ravens are second in the league as far as allowing yards to the receivers. So I think you can throw on this Ravens defense, and I think they're going to. So I like Mike Evans 56.5. The guy's a dog. He's going to be out there. He's been managing this hammy, and this is a good spot for him.
It's the funny thing to say, managing a hammy.
Mike Evans, certified dog, and sprinkle him on the anytime touchdown.
Baltimore, part of how I came to the Godwin angle, or at least started looking at Godwin's props. Baltimore is actually 29th in the league DVOA against number 1 receivers, aka Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they are above average defending number 2s. So
Mike Evans is off injury report. Vita Vea is.
What does that mean nowadays?
Yeah, I don't. But obviously he's dealing with something there.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's off the injury report is a pretty good sign. Late injury news though. Vita Vea added to the injury report and is questionable. So,
yikes. Still time to switch over to the Baltimore side.
No way. I'm all in on them. Home dogs.
No.
Number's still sitting at 3.5. So that probably tells you all you need to know about Mike Evans playing. Give it to me. And Antonio's saying Evans is at 51.5 on Bet365. So I'll adjust my number down to reflect the best number in the market.
Oh wow.
Mike Evans over 51.5 receiving yards.
Don't tell him the secret.
Kramer, what about the touchdown market? What do you got? Why don't we go with the first game? Ravens at Bucks. What are your touchdown plays?
All right. So I think you want to attack I think the idea of attacking this Bucks defense with their tight ends makes a lot of sense. I didn't have the onions to go Charlie Kohler, but I went Likely 19 to 1, Andrews 21 to 1. Of course, if this is your first time listening, I take my unit, I chop it up 4 ways. And then on the other side, I also think that Cade Otton is going to be in the mix. So I went Cade Otton 23 to 1, like that price. Baker Mayfield 28 to 1. Baker in prime time, always potential for him getting in with his the old scamper or whatever you say with a short quarterback.
Yeah, he scampers.
Pitter patter.
Yeah, Baker 20 to 1, co-sign it. Also,
28 to 1.
28 to 1.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
FanDuel.
Okay. 28 to 1 Baker Mayfield. I feel like the prices were jumping around a bunch when we were doing these. Isaiah Likely, I'm also on that one, Ryan. And then fun little dart throw here. Jalen McMillan. 38 to 1. He flashed early on in the season, was out a little bit with the hammy. I think if they do end up trying to shut down Baker and Godwin, which I'm sure they'll do whatever they can, Jalen McMillan, I'm still high on this kid as a prospect. So him 38 to 1, I think is a fun first touchdown.
Most rookie receiving yards. Is it cooked?
I would probably say so. It was 80-1, Ryan. I'm sure you have some 80-1 losers in your portfolio.
Yeah. We've discussed a couple of them. I was just curious if you're ripping it up yet.
Well, let's see.
Has it gone in the shredder?
No.
When does it go in the shredder?
Oh, in the last game.
Okay.
After
really?
Yeah, I'll ride it out.
If he needs 1,000 yards in the last 2 games, it's not.
Well, again, he got injured, so he has 59 yards. So he's kind of behind the 8 ball. But he looked good those first couple games.
He did. In my mind, he had more than 59.
No, 59 is very bad.
That's all he has. I feel like we were celebrating a success of Jalen.
No, he got a touchdown.
That's what it was. He scored some. He almost had a 2 touchdown game.
Yeah, he almost had a 2 touchdown game the first game. He had a really deep pass interference at the 1 yard line,
right.
and Baker sailed one.
Oh,
he could have had 3 fucking
we
touchdowns, honestly. If we're being real, and then he got injured.
I mean, you're basically what you're saying is you got everyone on the right side of this one.
Yeah, I'm not regretting the play.
Yeah.
First touchdown for the Chargers Arizona game. Obviously, Scott Matlock at 100-1. I also think Kyler Murray is interesting at 12-1. That's rushing quarterback higher than 10-1. Always look to those. And then on the Chargers side, with Hayden Hurst out, Will Dissly was getting some catches and targets. Will Dissly 18-1.
Boy, I like that play.
Yeah, get it before people realize he's out. If you're going to play it
in general, get these markets move. Not because I'm not saying they're moving because of us.
Yeah.
Maybe the other shows that are putting their props out this early, but certainly they're moving. So get them the night before. All right. We're on. So you're on Matlock, obviously.
Yep.
100-1.
Yep.
Lad, which you said questionable. We'll see. I didn't
actually put him in the first touchdown.
Unfortunately, well, the slot going against this Arizona defense with the slot is a smart maneuver. 11-1. We'll have a replacement. I did fire someone who was inactive tonight or on the Pittsburgh game. Roman Wilson. I fired him early because I had some stuff going on. So, we swapped in a replacement. Didn't matter. It was chalk.
Yeah, chalk.
And then on the Arizona side, I Trey McBride and or Michael Wilson. So 15-1 for Trey McBride, Michael Wilson 20-1. That's that. Had to be a receiver though. The Cardinals aren't running the ball against this Chargers front.
Fellow Ryan in the chat wants to know, what about Zay Flowers 75 yards? You in on that?
Sure. Yeah. I think whatever version of the Lamar is able to pass the ball in this one, I think whether it's Zay, whether it's the tight ends, maybe you want to take a dark horse ladder on a Nelson Aguilar or Rashad Bateman. I love Zay Flowers. I think I saw that I believe he's like ridiculously high on the separation rankings. And I mean, the way Tampa plays, if you can separate, you're going to be open a lot. So we'll see. And Lamar plays well in Florida.
Macon Bacon, our favorite New Zealand butcher, he wants to know Cardinals or Bucks defensive touchdown. I would definitely go Bucks defensive touchdown. Cardinals, I don't see it, man. That defense is kind of soft, and Chargers play a relatively clean game.
Yeah, Cardinals are at the bottom of the league in havoc.
Yeah,
all sorts. Like it's a consistent and bad. So yeah, I would play any of the defenses before I played the Cardinals.
One more note before we close things out. Hassan Reddick, Ryan, he's back for the Jets. This was hilarious. His holdout netted him $0 more than he was scheduled. But basically, the Jets agreed to give him a $12 million bonus to cover up the mandatory fines. Even though they are paying for games he sat out 2 through 4.
Okay,
so I kind of think it's almost a win for Reddick in that he got to not play and still kind of get paid.
He looks like an asshole though.
He does come off.
So I don't know if it's a win.
Yes.
I'm not going to call it a win. You want to make an underdog entry?
Oh yes. I was just checking in with the chat. Austin Adams saying, I started the Cardinals defense. Am I going to lose?
Yes.
Trevor, who is a Cardinals fan, saying you need a miracle, Austin.
And they just haven't. I would imagine. Like, why do you have them though? I guess is what I would add. They haven't been scoring points all season.
No, that is bad fantasy strategy.
You must not listen to all the shows, just some of the shows.
All right, Ryan. What are we putting in the underdog entry?
I mean,
we do have a Kyler Murray.
Do they have Matlock?
They have a promo for Kyler Murray. Higher a half yard.
Oh, well, but we might as well throw that in there.
Okay.
But do they have a Matlock prop
Let's see.
or a projection? Excuse me.
Matlock is not.
Cowards.
It's 2 T's, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't give out a kicking prop because I did catch some troll shade about giving out kicking props. No one cares about kicking props, but I mean Dicker the kicker.
Oh yeah, he's money.
Do you want to?
And he's in a dome. And these primetime games, the kickers have been money.
Just points.
Okay, points.
Right.
Higher 7.5. Yep.
Yeah.
In. So we got. And Ryan, this Kyler Murray higher a half total yards. They still let you play up to 100.
Oh, okay.
So we probably don't even need to put much in. Besides, I think we need one more here.
Yeah, you got to go 3.
Okay. We got Kyler. We got Cameron Dicker. What else do we feel great about?
I mean, do you like let's see, Herbert? I'm interested in. Do we want to go to the other
Herbert
game?
Passing yards higher 193.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's not get crazy.
Do we want to go pass and rush yards
for Herbert?
Is he gonna run? Not run. He probably won't. Run.
No, that's pass and rushes. That's 18. Yeah.
All right, we're in.
Okay. Oh, this is juicy. So Kyler Murray higher a half total yards. Cameron Dicker higher 7.5 kicking points. Justin Herbert higher 193.5. Let it ride. Good times. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. We need some DGen parlays for tomorrow. Ryan, do we want to cook up a DGen parlay?
I mean, so other than like a Scott Matlock 2 touchdown, do they even offer that? The price is probably not good. I would ladder the Herbert passing yards.
Okay.
Quarterbacks have been shredding this defense.
Yeah, you get up to 9. Yeah, I would just shop around best price. My DGen parlay is Lad McConkey 2 touchdowns, and the Chargers laying 1.5 now. So that's what I like.
Let's see
if you cook it up on FanDuel now.
I'm cooking it up over on DK. It's a little easier, but I'm gonna do Justin. If Justin Herbert, yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, okay, Lad McConkey is back to something. Yeah, Lad McConkey 2 tutties. You know what? No, just Lad McConkey 2 touchdowns. It's still 19-1. That's a sweet spot. Get it.
All right, let me cook this up in real time. 275 plus and 2 touchdowns with a Chargers win.
Feel free to anything you like. Just toss in a Matlock touchdown as well.
Well, hold on. So Herbert to go for 275, 2 touchdowns. Chargers wins 20-1.
Okay.
And then if I add in the Matlock touchdown, 240-1.
Okay. Well, that's how you get the DGen. That's the DGen spice.
Yeah. So
and shout out to Kathy Bates, the new Matlock. How lazy are fucking TV shows? Hey, we'll just make Lady Matlock.
Just have a new fucking show.
You want Kathy Bates is a good actress. You want Kathy Bates to solve mysteries? Sure, call it Kathy Bates and her mystery machine solving.
Or Nancy
show.
Drew.
Yeah, Nancy Drew. Some other show.
Holy shit! There.
Why do you have to call Matlock and be like, "What if Matlock was a lady?" No one gives a shit.
Are they gonna make a lesbian MacGyver?
Oh, sure. Super woke MacGyver.
Knight Rider. That's like the Black Widow, some like badass Asian chick drives a talking car.
But the car is like
it's like a soft ass.
It's a transformer. Tesla. You can do the math on that one.
Wow.
But Lady Matlock, come on, just come up with a new show. God, people are so fucking lazy. All right. Speaking of which, don't be lazy. We did a good job with our picks.
Yeah.
Toss us a rating and review. It's free. Spotify 5 stars, takes 2 seconds. Smash that subscribe button and tell a friend. The show is fun. We involve everyone. We give away a bunch of cash and prizes
and
winners.
You don't have to believe in the gambling gods.
Ryan doesn't.
It's a practice here.
I do.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Go Yankees.
Kramer, let it ride.